Here we go. Standard form of a quadratic. Standard form of a quadratic. Let's look at that. We're going to go in depth on it. All right, here we go. Here's your standard form. It is ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Now, it's quadratic because x is to the second power. Now, let's talk about a. A does this, and you got to know this. A controls whether, oh, that's not working too good. It's not looking too good. Whether the parabola A controls whether the parabola faces up or down, and wide or narrow. So, A controls two things about the parabolas we've been graphing. How wide, whether it faces up or down, or wide or narrow. Let's start with this one first. Let's start with up or down. All right. Up or down. If A is positive, it faces up. Now, because we forget what a parabola looks like, there it is, facing up. So when I say it's facing up, there's a picture you should have in your head. Some of y'all aren't writing this down, and it's a lot to this. All right, so if A is negative, guess which way it faces? Down. It faces down. Okay, so we're just looking at A right now. There's down. So our parabola will face down. Now, so you should be able, so now when you look at it, when you're graphing them, you go, oh, this one's going to face down. This is going to face up. You can look at them. Now, when we start comparing them, let's look at this. Wide or narrow? You can still graph them on your calculator and look at it and compare them. So wide or narrow? Okay. The closer A, and we'll put some more, the absolute value of A, those bars being absolute value, and we'll talk about that in a second. The closer A, the absolute value of A is to 0, the wider it will be. Now, sidebar. Those bars, absolute value. Absolute value means this: the distance a number is from 0. Distance a number is from 0. Look at this example. Let me give you some examples. The absolute value of 6 is equal to 6 is 6 steps from 0. It's just 6. Now, the absolute value of -3 is 3. When we're talking about absolute value, the distance a number is from 0. So, here's how we would look at it. Taking all of that, which is wider? Would it be -2x squared plus 3x plus 8, or 5x squared plus 16x plus 20? Which is wider? Huh? Look at the closest, the absolute value to A is to 0, the wider it will be. Yeah. What's the absolute value of -2? 2. So this one right here would be wider. That is what we're looking at. That is what we're going to look at. Now, here it is. Last thing. Minimum and maximum value. Oops. Maximum value. If it faces up, you have a, let me move it over, minimum value. I'm going to abbreviate minimum. You have a minimum value. So, there you go. So, That's facing up. You have a minimum value, and it's right here at the vertex. And we'll talk more about the vertex tomorrow. When we put in the parts of parabola, this all goes together. There's two parts to this. Now, so if it faces down, what type of value do you have? Maximum. If it faces down, you have a max value. That's it.